Let's count down the top 10 rides at Berjaya Times Square theme park. Number 10, Fantasy Trail. Now you know that you stumbled across one amazing ride collection, when our number 10 spot is a trio of many mystical creatures, plants, and whatever these things are. However, you know you stumbled across one amazing theme park when the majority of such trail is in fact around the park itself and all of its other attractions, which, as you can probably guess by now, is the case with this train ride right here, thus allowing me tough decisions on what to do next. For example, Supersonic Odyssey, whilst you kickity-cack your way down that fantasy track. Number 9, Botanic Drive. Nevertheless, a jumping aboard a fantasy train is not so much of your tracks, and instead you rather take to the road upon a one-of-a-kind exploration vehicle, then look no further than the Botanic Gardens that you'll be driving through. But don't honk that horn too soon, no, because amongst anyone being able to drive, and yes, that includes the unexperienced adventurers out there, similar to Fantasy Trail, those gardens have been taken to a whole new level, meaning that it's not only the size you need to avoid, yet the giant pumpkins, plants, and of course beans too. Number 8, Honey Bump. Who here is competitive? Well, if so, then get ready for the biggest buzz and the most puns of your lives, as taking this position is none other than a bumper car ride, which for any bees who have not pollinated here yet, means that from the moment the buzzer begins to stopping again, the entire point is to go around the flower fields in what I must say is the smallest cars that I think I've ever seen bumping into one another. How unbelievable is that? And leaving only one question remaining, would you take your fellow friended bees on, or like my horrendous puns, get as far away as possible? Number 7, Flying Bumble Bee. And if you've not had enough honey yet, then let me give you a Flying Bumble Bee, where this time instead of bashing, crashing and dashing, you'll calmly glide through the air like on a Dumbo style attraction. Very much like a Dumbo style attraction, and therefore to save from being here for any more of my horrendous bee puns, I'm going to give you my first on tip. My name is Tom and these are my tips, and it will be to fly to ones that can either be found only at this park and or have got extremely unique theming, before the ones that can be found anywhere else around the hive. Number 6, Crazy Bus. From fantasy train rides to Botanic Drives to just now a crazy bus ride, there is no doubt that Berjaya Times Square theme park has got many unusual modes of transport, although what this bus ticket gets you is far beyond anything you may have imagined, within a single bus fare, it rotating you amongst all the other crazy passengers around and around and around through the sky, not only forwards but backwards too. So yeah, it may provide better views than even a double-decker bus, but by the time it comes to a complete stop, you'll be grateful this is only a one-way ticket. Number 5, Robo Crash. Was Honey Bump either a little or small for you, or not as crashy as you first expected? Well, anyone who just suggested either of those two is now ready for Robo Crash. For the past second, as you can most likely guess by the name, Robo Crash, most intense bumper car ride, even more so for the daredevils who choose to sit in the passenger seats, because at the same time as being the driver of your very own bumper robot, it's by far the best experience on these. Simply imagine bashing into, and more often than not, getting bashed into by other robots with no control whatsoever. Number 4, Bubbles Express. Have you ever heard the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, whether you have or not, let me give you Bubble Express, which so far sounds like a nice relaxing train ride like Fantasy Trail. However, as you can now tell by these clips, it is far from that, with instead of bringing you around a fantasy trail full of bubbles and magical creatures, it bounces you up and down, up and down, up and down in circles at such a fast speed that the people standing the outer ends will be squished to the sides. So I don't know about you, but I think I'll stick to the fantasy train. Number 3, Dizzy Izzy. Surprisingly, we have seen very few Super Dizzy flat rides so far. However, I'm pretty sure that Dizzy Izzy totally makes up for that. And I know that as soon as you take a look at the 3 spinning gondolas spinning on a plate that is then spinning on another spinning plate, which is then lifted and tilted by another spinning hub, that you'll very quickly realise why that is so too. Talk about actually riding it when you do not even know what side of a ride you are on, when you are spinning all around for up to 3 whole minutes and rather thinking about where the nearest restrooms are, if you know what I mean. Number 2, Spinning Orbit. If you are scared of heights, then it is probably best to look away now, or just not look high up there, where Mars, the scariest ride type in the world, sends you. And whilst many would most likely disagree with me, with this family attraction being the scariest in the world. No one will argue about rising to this height, spinning on 2 different axes, dangling your legs, tilting, and the list goes on and on and on. It's scary, nor to be fair that the views that you can get across the entire park and outside over, I apologise for my pronunciation, Kuala from it will make a trip to the park complete. Number 1, Supersonic Odyssey. Now where do I begin when talking about our number 1 spot, as whether I talk about the incredible 3 inversions, 45 miles per hour loud, incredible theming, or the fact that all of it is situated on the 5th to 8th floor of a building, we will literally be here all day. So instead I'm going to leave you one final tip, arrive here straight away, as in addition to build some of the longest queues, the last thing you want is for it to break down. Thank you all for watching, bye bye.